The book, Practical Intuition, was quite a movement back in 2002, and now the author and psychic, Laura Day, is out with a new book. This one's called The Prism, 7 Steps to Heal Your Past and Transform Your Future. And Laura is here now ahead of her book event tonight at Tacoma Park. Welcome.
Thank you
for stopping by.
Having me. Actually, I hate to date myself, but Practical Intuition was 1996. This is number 7.
Oh my goodness. What?
Yes.
Wow. What, you just started writing your experiences, or how did it start for you?
Back in the early 80s, I was a test subject on experiments on extrasensory perception. And when they wanted to make me a freak, only a few people can do it, I was like, nah, everyone can do this. So I took their tests basically and made them into exercises so people could awaken their own intuition and apply it to their lives instead of blowing their days up and their beliefs up with it.
Yeah, so you feel like we could all kind of do some of what you can do, or?
Absolutely, and really what the Prism is about is the fact that tiny changes, we're all so overwhelmed. It takes a tiny change to change your entire life. And we get sold this bill of goods that somehow we have to make all these dramatic, major, often very expensive and impractical changes, and that's not true.
Yeah, it's part of the problem. We get stuck in our patterns, our routines. Isn't it that your brain goes to what your habit is and what it knows more than wanting to break out and do something new?
Absolutely. Your habits are what keep you together, but your habits are also what keep you stuck. And especially when you want to make a change, your experience tells you, oh, this doesn't exist, but actually anything you want exists if you just look a tiny bit in a different direction. And that's really what this is about, those tiny changes, and engaging intuition, because that is that out of the blue knowing, that out of the blue shock, in a positive way, hopefully, that says, oh wait, you're not looking here, you've never looked here, but what you want is right here.
So how do you do it? For somebody who's listening that said, I've been stuck wanting this one thing forever, but I really am stuck. Is there a way they can begin to get out of it?
Absolutely. I mean, some simple takeaways are, the first thing is to have goals, because goals structure your energy. And goals are usually the hunger for what's outside of your typical structure that keeps you in place. The other thing is to really let outside experience affect you. So put yourself in groups, do self-help, find people and situations that are successful in the things you want to be successful at. We're taught that the answer is within, but if the answer were within, you would have answered the question.
So when you make the goals, are you writing them down? Do you have to do like meditations to figure out and connect with your intuition?
One of my soapboxes is,
really?
You know what? If you have to take 20 minutes out of life to do all these things, I mean, you have kids, right?
Right, yes.
You can't.
Young kids.
The Prism is made to do as you do your life. So, for example, walk to work a different way. I wrote a little article for the Oprah magazine about just wearing a different color, and different people notice you, and actually you interact differently because the outside world is approaching you differently. So, have goals, look for people and systems that do what it is you want to do, and do what doesn't resonate with you. People always say, oh, this resonates with me. If it resonates with you, it keeps you in the old Prism. Find something that's safe, but that you say, oh, really? A psychic must have written this book. Find one of the suggestions, and they're tiny suggestions for each kind of goal in here. Find the one that doesn't resonate with you, that you actually would make fun of. Try it on for a day and notice the proof. And I really am big on being evidence-based, be proof-oriented. If you do something different should happen, right? Don't believe. Believe is the great way of saying, swallow this whether or not it works. No, do something and notice what changes.
Okay, real fast, people can come see you tonight too, right? If they want to know more, buy your book, do a little signing. Okay.
Yes, and I can tell you which part of your Prism to work on.
Okay, so you can get personal advice. That's great. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for
I was
having me
nervous.
on.
I was wondering what you would unveil to us here today. You do not want to miss Laura's book event. It's tonight at 6 p.m. at People's Book in Tacoma Park. You can also always follow Laura for more. You can find her on social media at Laura Day Intuit.